Hello, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity for the interview. My name is Mia and I will start answering the question as below. So, I have worked in both a Vietnamese company as a marketing assistant and I'm currently working for my school, which is Angelo State University in the US. And I have faced with several difficult situations at work, but I have not found a person that is just too hard to work with. I have to say that people are sometimes very hard to work with. Um, my boss can be academically strict at some point. Sometimes they requires a lot from the workers, and sometimes they are not flexible at that job. I will explain it as follow. First, it is my um, research project, which requires a lot of time, and even though it's in the summer, I was supposed to get my job done, and I was supposed to did a lot of research and do a lot of homework. And I also find it to be very inspiring and challenging at my job, and I don't have any kind of disagreement with it. And the second situation is that the job requires too much, kind of strict. It is kind of not very flexible. The boss was like, I need you to get it done in my own way. And in this case, what I did was that I explained my opinion in a very clearly way, and I used reasons instead of just silence obeying people. I use my own reason and I explain it to my boss. That was the case when I worked in Vietnam as a marketing assistant. Um, I had to write an article in a way, and I kind of explained to her that in order to write it with the SEO, strategies, you have to do this and do that, and that is what I've learned throughout the years. And so, finally, I was succeeded in persuaded her, and the project went pretty well. And the third situation is when the job is too flexible. My boss did not require anything from me. And the most difficult thing about it is she didn't give any guidance either. It was when my orientation job went online, and we kind of didn't know what to do with this kind of new, platform. Um, and that is when my creativity came and shine. I actually asked for a one-to-one guidance from my boss. That was the first step that I did. The second step is I did a lot of customization. I went for a lot of virtual icebreaker, and I did many research myself to come up with the best way to adopt this kind of face-to-face orientation into an online orientation. I learned different skills to become a remote host, to host a meeting with people from the other phone line, for example. And it came pretty well, it went pretty well. And throughout these three situations, I appreciate that my boss have presented me with difficulties at work so that I become more flexible and kind of become more creative with my with my job. And that's all for this question. Thank you for listening.